Hello dear fans. What is a fairy tale? The fairy tale is read in the warehouse, folk wisdom says. The special attitude that lies in this amazing narrative magically absorbs unreality, magic, and the truth of life hidden behind allegories. The concept of a fairy tale is deep and multifaceted. This genre is called a ball of verbal, oral, and poetic creativity, which belongs to two arts, folklore and literary. The birth of a fairy tale is associated with ritual traditions and cults of peoples, their mythology. Fairy tales are always fictional stories. They are so multi-layered, intricate in themes, plots, images, and compositional solutions that it is impossible to classify them once and for all. Even venerable scholars tend to different foundations of the typology of fairy tales and argue about their belonging to one or another layer of literary and artistic creativity. The famous collector of fairy tales and scientist fairy tale historian of the 19th century A.N. Afanasiev, in his own way, tried to organize the richest material that could be found in different parts of Russia. He singled out such thematic groups of fairy tales, about animals, plants, objects, elements, magic, fantastic, mythological, epic tales, historical, short story, household, boring, endless, fairy tales. There are also such names in the literature: roguish, adventurous, socio-satirical, tales, teasers, fables, fairy tales, jokes and sayings. In Russian folklore, the so-called chain-like fairy tales, with frequent repetition of a certain part link, kolobok, turnip. Fairy tales are full of mythical creatures. In Russians, they are Kashi the Immortal, Serpent, Goranik, Baba Yaga, witches, sorcerers. Beasts are also unseen, Sivka-Borka, Firebird. Magic gizmos in fairy tales are always endowed with incredible possibilities: running boots, a flying carpet, a self-assembled tablecloth. Characters of magical adventures live in unknown mysterious countries: the Copper or Gold Kingdom, in the Distant Kingdom, the 30th state. Time in a fairy tale also seems to be bewitched. Events develop in an indefinite long past, a long time ago. At the same time, the action lasts, as it were, forever. They began to live and make good money. In fairy tales, the ancient rulers of nature act like living ones: the sun, wind, frost, water, and sea kings. Despite the fact that the miracles of amazing legends cannot be trusted, the fabulous events and moral lessons that stand behind the actions of the heroes, incomprehensible from the point of view of real life, always involve the mind, emotions, imagination, and therefore have an educational value. In fairy tales, human flaws, weaknesses, and vices are often ridiculed. Fantastic stories are subtly and unobtrusively moralizing. Both folk tales and literary tales from different centuries: A. Pushkin, A. K. Tolstoy, M. Saltykov-Shchedrin, K. Tchaikovsky, S. Marshak. Fairy tales of different nations are very similar. Remember the stories with Sleeping Beauty, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella. And the composition is the same: the beginning, the unpredictable development of events; the culmination, the denouement. The light, beauty, and warmth of a fairy tale come from the feeling of confidence given by it that justice will always triumph over dishonor, good over evil. The happy ending of most fairy tales is a dream come true that a worthy person must be rewarded with happiness. Thanks for watching.